This is so much easier. So spreading glue worked, and the first 3 boards were held together very nicely. But it was rather messy and it took me ages. Little roller business is the way forward. I tried it out, and from now on, this is it. Just roll the glue on. You get good coverage. I'm using a little mini foam paint roller. Small tray. Job done. Look at that. Oh goodness me, that's so much easier. And it's a water-based glue. So under the garden tap, rinsed out and cleaned. Glued 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 surfaces. Now's the time to offer them up and clamp together. There we are, you see. Moves nicely. Right, so we're getting there. This one's a little bit higher than that, so I can plane that off if necessary. Really just need to tuck them together for another 24-hour session of gluing. Little tip. Get your clamps sorted out properly first. Nearly had them sorted out, but not quite. Okay, so 9 of the 12 currently glued up. Get a nice bit of squeeze there. We'll have to plane off the ridge later on. It's all tightened up and pulling in together nicely. 9 out of the 12 done. 3 more to go. Let's pick that up in at least 24 hours time. Well, that's it. The 12th one glued in place and clamped up for at least 24 hours. I actually ended up spreading these first 3, then doing those 3 separately with rollers and sticking that to that, which I wasn't very good because there wasn't much flexibility, and the remaining I rolled glue on 1, 2, 3, 4, and in between those 2, just basically adding 1 or 2 at a time and clamping them to the main part. And then the very last piece I actually spread. The roller was just so much easier, less messy. I'm not convinced how much glue went on. I think enough. I suspect we will find out. Anyway, in place, 24 hours. Job done enough for now. On to the next bit. There we are. Cool. So we've basically rough planed both sides actually. Obviously where the legs are going to go, this is the underside at the moment. That needs to be completely flat and level with the top, which is there. Yet I just want to get a bit of practice at cutting bits of wood like that. So we're going to aim for a 6'6" bench. So if I take it off to 80 inches, that will be 6'8", which will give me an inch either side. and also just knock some of these things off and tidy things up slightly. I'm only going to do it roughly using the 90 degree on the saw as a rectangle. When we come to doing it properly, we shall use the proper tools. So let's mark that up with a pencil, using that as a straight edge. And we'll come in from the other side as well. Okay, and drop it down the sides as well. So we get our verticals. So this is my second attempt at sawing. I'm not overtly worried if I go wrong, because I'll just make the bench shorter and shorter and shorter until I get it right. Get a key. Yep. Not too bad. Well, this is getting more and more looking like a workbench top every time I do something to it. Basically just rough cut each end, straight enough for now, and rough planed. Now this is the underside. So I'm going to use this as a temporary workbench and a little practice area for my planing skills. If I just offer a straight edge up there, you'll see how much light gets through. So it's clearly not level. Well, that's okay, because we're going to use that as a way of getting better at getting things level. That's the next step.